the only reason why Randy left Quiet Riot was because actually his mom told him, listen, if you don't take this opportunity right now, it might never happen again. And you just wind up being, you know, stuck in LA, because what was happening in Los Angeles at the time is no no traditional rock bands, meaning, like what had happened before,
Yeah.
like the glam rock bands, they were not getting signed. As a matter of fact, those glam rock bands, like let's say Queen, they were like, they were going in different directions musically. A lot of bands were because of new wave and punk, you know. And so we hit a wall. Record companies just didn't care about us. They called us dinosaurs. So it was just a career decision. It wasn't because of any personal conflicts with anybody in the band at all. Not at all.
I know you've done a lot over the years to keep his name alive and keep his music front and center as well. And he still holds such an incredible place in everybody's hearts for his music and his ability and everything he brought to people and his joy and everything like that. And his
Mm.
music and his playing really does live on, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's again, what I consider a consciousness
Yeah.
that I learned that from Randy. I'm the only musician that got to play with him in both Quiet Riot and Ozzy, the only two bands that that of renown that people know of. And he actually made some Japanese recordings
Yeah.
with Quiet Riot. So, uh, and the more the more people know about Randy and what made Randy's music so timeless, the more they learn about his consciousness, the more they're going to be able to take with them. It's not just about the music, it's about the consciousness that created that music, the belief system, of like, having integrity in your life across the board, not just with career, but also in your whole life. Have integrity be your backbone.
Yeah. Definitely. And in terms of Randy, everyone knows his music and it's fabulous playing and everything he came up with there. But in terms of him as a person, I mean, what was he like? Was he laid back? Was he driven? Was he serious? Was he funny? What kind of person was he? Because you obviously knew him really well.
Yeah. His demeanor, okay, if you're going to talk about his demeanor, he had the demeanor, which is what I really consider him a teacher. Because even when he performed live in front of thousands of people, he always held the guitar and he played it like he's showing this is what I'm playing. It's not like, even though
Hiding
he was
away.
coming
Yeah.
up with some, yeah, because he was coming up with some groundbreaking techniques the way that he played. So somebody else could have said, oh, I don't want anybody to steal, what I'm doing. So I'm going to like when I move around, and no, he had a clarity. He always kept the fretboard, his fingering, his playing very clear, leaning the instrument forward so you could get a closer look. And so Randy, see, he's the only musician I've ever played with that came from a musical family, professors, not just musicians, but professors. And they built a music school, which is still operating. It's called Musonia. It says North Hollywood, suburb of Los Angeles. And I it's when I think back of Randy, it's hard for me to to, to think of a time when he was not holding a
Yeah.
guitar. Let's say when we're flying, okay, we're on a plane, he's not holding a guitar. Or when we're going to the mall, he's not holding around. He's gonna grab it and he's gonna play it. And he's gonna be talking with you, smoking a cigarette, and playing that guitar. And that's that's where the conversation came from, you know. And so when I started teaching at Musonia, I got to see a whole different side of Randy, because before that, only time that I would see him was either at the gigs or a rehearsal. And a rehearsal was very structured because we didn't have a whole lot of time. We rehearsed the set forwards and backwards, and then we worked on any original song for about half an hour, and then we did it again the next day. Meanwhile, Randy had been already playing for 8 hours at the school. he had a lot of students, you know. So all day long, that's all he did. He played. There was no distractions like, social media or anything like that. No, it was just a focus on the music. And no distraction talking, discussing, posting about politics or religion or who's going out with who and stuff like that on the internet. No, it's just no. We couldn't even think of a time where humanity was going to be experiencing that. This is about 45 years ago. So, so with Randy, it was basically when I started teaching there, it's like, I saw him play acoustic guitar, classical guitar for the first time. And I go, I didn't know you play that. And he says, yeah, it doesn't quite fit what we're doing with Quiet Riot. So I just play it when I'm here in between lessons.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
would just sit there and practice and read. He grew up with professors, so he went through the whole academia of music. Just learning the fundamentals and building on it. To the point that at his age, uh, he already you know he was teaching harmony theory, composition, sight reading, all the above, just like a regular professor. You know, and So that is a side that I got to experience and really became aware of his musical integrity because it was unstoppable, and then everything else, how he carried himself, I mean, I've never read anywhere online any negative comments about
yeah,
Randy Rhoads. And he met a lot of people. He met a lot of people. He touched a lot of hearts. If a fan would wait for him, uh, after sound check outside the arena, he would always stop, talk to them, especially if they were students, like people who were learning, musicians who were in the process of learning. He would always answer questions. And as a matter of fact, I have a little story. One time we were this is the Blizzard of Oz tour, and we were in Victoria, Canada, which is Western Canada, around Vancouver in that area. And we were walking around. It was summertime. It was a beautiful day, and we were walking from the hotel to wherever the everybody was hanging. The crew and the rest of the guys in the band. And we Randy comes across this young man carrying a guitar shaped box, cardboard box, and he goes to Randy, "Oh, you're Randy Rhoads?" And he goes, "Yeah," because they knew we were playing
yeah.
the following day, in Victoria. So he goes, "Oh, I love your music, and I've been listening to the record." And he goes, that solo in "Goodbye to Romance." Uh, can you show me that? Now, at that time, we had not added "Goodbye to Romance" to the set.
Uh,
So Randy goes, "Well, it's been a while since I played this, but yeah, sure." So he picks up the guitar out of the box. The guy, gives him the guitar, and he starts like trying to remember how it goes. And the guy goes, "Oh, that's okay. Here, let me show you." so, so he goes and he shows Randy how to play it. And Randy looks at me, he's kind of like laughing, and he goes, "That's the last time I'm going to give somebody a lesson in the middle of the street." And we just carried on.
Oh, wonderful
Oh,
memories. Absolutely
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, I'll never forget that. That's great.